What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and we about to talk about why a lot of modern women struggling on this dating market. And one big reason is you guys are selfish. Okay? Now I know you're gonna think, but I'm emotionally supportive, so I'm not selfish. Or you're gonna think, but I can financially provide and I'm willing to, so I'm not selfish. But when I say selfish, I mean you make selfish decisions. Let me tell you guys something. One of the reasons why I told dudes the perfect woman to date is an intentional woman is because intentional woman is moving with intention at all times. Okay? She doesn't make spur of the moment decisions that could ruin the rest of her life. Right now, for example, I got a homegirl. She wants to buy a house. Buying a house is trendy right now. Almost every girl I know, okay, who makes $75,000 or more is trying to buy a house. Now, most of the dudes I know, they still renting. Why are most of the dudes still renting? Well, not because they don't have money, because like me, they have enough sense to know I want to remain flexible because I'm not married yet. Because I don't know if I want to move somewhere else or if my job might move me somewhere else or an opportunity might come open somewhere else. And I know having a house limits my flexibility. But see, women are all worried about likes and social media and being popping and status, so they're not thinking about any of that. So me trying to help, I say to her, look, I've known you for 5 years. I know for a fact you want to be married. I know for a fact you want to have kids. I know for a fact this is something that's important to you. Okay? So you're not going to be able to pretend to me that you'll be happy on your own because you won't. So you should be moving with the intention of being married. And I don't think someone who wants to be married should make a big decision like buying a house without their partner. Let me tell you guys something. In a good case scenario, if you make a lot of money and you have great credit, you might be able to get a 10 to 15 year mortgage, okay? But most of the time, people are signing 30-something year mortgages. So this is not a decision you should just make to run online and get 1,000 likes on that one post when you first say that you bought a house and you get that one hit of, wow, I feel good, I feel like a boss babe. Then nobody cares anymore after that. Then people start hating on you because you got this house. Then people get jealous of you because you got this house. And now, every time you post about your house, you will never get that same hit that you got when you first got the house. But anyway, she goes, well, you never know, and I don't want to wait for no man to buy a house because another one of my goals is buying a house, and I would think that it would be attractive to a man to have a woman with a house. I said, no, it's not. No, it's not. A woman with a house is only going to be attracted to a bum who can't take care of himself. The type of man you want, which is a man on your level, which is 75K or above, that's not going to be attractive to him. He's going to know, okay, you're probably going to have to be in this house for at least 5 to 6 years, which is her plan, to be in the house for 5 to 6 years. So you went out and bought this house. I had no say on where this house was located. I had no say on how many rooms was in this house. I had no say on what this house looked like, but you want me to move into it. Also, what if I have my own house? What if my job wants me to go over here? What if I'm planning on going over here? I can't do none of that because you done went out and you done brought this house. And then she goes, well, that's not necessarily true. I could just sell the house. I go, well, what if you're underwater? What if your neighborhood's property value goes down? Then you're not going to be able to sell the house because you'll be in debt still. Then she goes, well, I could turn it into investment property. Look, such a basic answer. Listen, guys, first of all, being a landlord is not easy. All right? You got to find tenants. You got to hope that the tenants pay on time. Anytime something breaks down, you got to fix it. Anytime something breaks down, you got to pay for it. It's not easy. And then you got to think about where it is you're located before you talk about renting something. I'm like, you're buying a house in a off suburb, right? On a suburb that's off a highway, basically in the middle of nowhere. Who the hell is renting that house? If you're going to buy a house as an investment property, you should be buying a house near a college, or you should be buying a house near a military base, somewhere where you're going to always have people moving in and out of the area. You're in the middle of nowhere. This is a nesting house. This is not an investment property. It's a nesting house because you didn't buy this house to make it an investment property. You brought this house to live in it because you never thought about your man until I just said, well, wait a minute, don't you want to be married? AKA a selfish decision. So now a man's going to have to come in, like you, like this area, like this house, and be willing to live in this house with you for at least 5 years just to be in a relationship with you. Okay? Guess what she has? A cat. And I was like, did you ever think about your cat? She goes, what's wrong with my cat? I'm like, well, what if the dude you get with doesn't like cats? Now what are you going to do? And she's like, well, if he doesn't like cats, then I guess it's not going to work out because I don't think it would be fair to ask someone to get rid of their pet. I was like, well, I don't think it's fair to get a pet before you get someone who you know likes the pet that you got. Let me tell you guys something about cats. Cats can live for up to 20 years. I repeat, cats can live for up to 20 years. So you about to potentially be single because the man of your dream might not like cats. Your cat doing this to you.
Kitty, are you happy to see me? Ow! 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 Guess not.
All the time, and you're about to be potentially single over that cat. And this is what I mean by selfish division, because now we're going back to my main homegirl here, okay? Now you're gonna ask a man to move in that house that he had no say on, okay? And then deal with a cat who he never said he wanted, never said he wanted a pet in general, damn sure didn't say he wanted a cat, and deal with you. That's 3 things that's non-negotiable for you. Your cat, your house, then you start putting extra stuff. Now your job. I don't want to quit my job. I like my job. My job. So now you have to deal with your job and your hours and your cat and your goddamn house that he didn't get his say in. This is what I mean by selfish decision. Then he'll turn around and he say, hey, you want to cook and clean? You can be like, oh, no, I ain't doing that. What? This is what I mean by selfish decisions, okay? Cats and pets, these are 10 to 20 year investments. Before you make a 10 to 20 year investment, if you're planning on being married, you should talk or at least be in a relationship with someone before you decide to do that. A house is a 10 to 30 year investment. You should be talking to somebody or at least engaged before you make a decision to do that if your goal is to be married. But impulsive decisions, selfish impulsive decisions, only think about what you want at the moment or what you want at the time, and then just making this rash assumption that you have all these options of dudes out there who want to settle down, who want to be married, who want to be families, that you can just find that one person who's okay with a house in this area, okay with a cat or a dog, and just fine with everything going on. And the reality of the situation is you're probably not going to find that guy. First of all, finding a dude who makes 75 plus or is on her level in the first place is already going to be hard enough because only like 10% of men make that. But now you're narrowing it further because now he has to like cats and he has to like the area you live in. Or like my other homegirl, now he has to like dogs, small dogs, little yappy dogs, the rat dogs. You're making it harder for you. So everything you're doing is lowering the amount of men who fit the tier. You're not opening it up. Listen, you gotta be intentional when you're making a decision. You want to have kids, you want to have a real family, okay? And that requires being patient. That requires sacrifice. You might have to wait a little longer on the house. You might have to wait a little longer on the pet. You might have to do that. I want a dog. Y'all know why I don't got a dog? Because I haven't bought a house yet. I want the dog to have a yard to run in. So I sacrificed the dog right now because I don't want to buy a house right now because I need to maintain flexibility because I'm still making moves. You can't have it all. And this is why I say a lot of y'all are selfish and you're struggling on the marketplace because you're unwilling to wait for anything. You just want what you want and you want it all now. And then you want to jam some man into the picture to give you kids and babies and then just deal with your career and deal with your dog and deal with your house and deal with all this nonsense. And it doesn't work. Be intentional about what it is that you want to do. If you want to be married, move like a woman who wants to be married and don't make major 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 year decisions without a man. And then just assume you're going to be able to find a man to deal with it because you're probably not. Alright? Alex Lamont, peace.